Segment is about bad brakes. I think the title will explain it completely. This is Plymouth Township and Lower Providence Township.
Utility pole crashing onto cars, or worse, kids. Fox 29's Dave Stratweiser live in Yeadon tonight, working to get results. Dave?
John, we're here on Raider Avenue in Yeadon. You can see behind me this leaning utility pole. Neighbors say they've been complaining about it for months, some say even years. They didn't get any help, so they turned to Fox 29 trying to get some results, and tonight, help is on the way.
Very dangerous.
For the homeowners on the 800 block of Raider Street in Yeadon, it's not a question of if this leaning, dried-out utility pole will come down. It's a question of when.
It looks like it's on its last leg. It's leaning over, and the wood is all crackling in the middle, and probably one strong gust of wind it'll come down.
A good strong storm come through, that pole is going to snap on people's cars or innocent bystanders coming by.
Neighbors say they've been complaining to PECO about the pole for a long time. Each day it seems to lean a little bit more. They're worried for their homes, their cars, and their children who like to play on the block.
And I would hate to have that come down on anybody's kid, not just mine.
I don't park in that pole's area.
PECO pole number 498 appears to have been inspected recently, according to this tag on the pole. It apparently was reinforced back in 2002, and these heavy-duty screws were put in it at some point. Mike Walker says he called PECO just 3 weeks ago looking for help.
Lady said she was going to write it up as an emergency. No one has come out yet.
You can tell it's leaning more and more each day.
Neighbors admit they're not experts when it comes to utility pole maintenance, but they believe if the pole doesn't get replaced soon, something bad will happen.
Looks like it's ready to go.
They need to get it fixed, like I say, before someone gets hurt.
Just do something about it. Don't just leave like that.
Now, we called PECO around noon today, around 4:30. As you can see, a PECO crew showed up. They're starting to dig a hole for a new pole that will go right next to that pole. And we're told they were out here in June, took a look at it, didn't think it was an imminent safety threat at the time, put it on a list to be replaced in September. After this past Saturday night storm, PECO claims they decided the pole needed to be replaced right away. And by coincidence, they're replacing it this afternoon. It should be up by tonight. Live in Yeadon, Dave Stratweiser, Fox 29 News.
Oh, man.
All right, Dave, let's hope the neighbors can breathe a little easier there. Is there a problem you need help with?
This next example of a public safety issue is after PECO replaces the dangerous pole. This is a pole is damaged by a vehicle sometime in 2000. This is the story of what happens when PECO does not notify the other cable companies. This is what you get left with. Now, this pole was damaged by a vehicle sometime in the year 2000. My guess is based on the pole brand. Sometime in 2008, the pole was hit again. The new pole was placed next to the old pole. Was never removed because PECO never notified communication cable companies of the new pole. Then sometime in the year 2009, both poles are hit again. PE places the third pole some 10 feet away on your left there. Moves the electric components including the street light to the new pole, leaves the old pole moves everything including the street light to the new pole, cuts the top of the second broken pole off, leaves the traffic signal cable tied up with a rope to the traffic warning device across the 4-lane highway. The sign on the pole states, "Seen and reported." Surely not to any of the cable companies, because this is now January 30th, 2013. I wonder why PECO would leave something unsafe to the public and communication customers. I wonder if it's a cost-cutting measure. I have in my hand from Verizon, who has volunteered to resolve this public safety issue, a statement that explains who is at fault. Quote, "Since PECO owns the pole, it is their responsibility to make sure all the third-party attachees are transferred," end quote, "and the old pole is removed." Well, we can see that that hasn't happened. This condition exists in Lower Providence Township, 1000 Trooper Road. This is really sweet. Once again, PECO has not notified the other cable companies. Now what we're going to do is we're going to zoom in so that we can see, oh look, that's what's holding it up, a hunk of rope. We're going to see the names of some of the cable companies that are being put at risk. Synesis. There's your poll number, 434. Okay, that's PennDOT. Synesis. There's an AT&T on the bottom, Comcast. PennDOT. That one's RNC. That one's, there's AT&T. There's Verizon. These are all the codes that explain how you can tell who's who on the pole. Of course, I know that, but PECO doesn't. There's those tags that were shown earlier, the work that was done, testing, allegedly. And here's another condition. There's 2 cable companies on this. All the others have been moved off. and the condition of this pole is, well, what would you call it? (1000) Trooper Road, Lower Providence Township. Four-lane highway.
Is there a problem you need help with?
Pictures emailed from a concerned viewer. In fact, the situation is even worse than these photos suggest. Inside James Logan Elementary School, preparations are underway for the September 7th arrival of 400 children, kindergarten through 6th grade. But outside the school, a potentially deadly hazard awaits, noticeable to any passerby.
Need to be fixed. It's dangerous.
It's a streetlight pole, more than 20 feet tall, badly cracked near the base and tilting dangerously to one side. A guide wire links the pole to another, larger utility pole up the block, but limbs from a large tree in between rest on the line, making the light pole even more unstable.
I'm good. How are you?
Principal Twanika Sanders says she's called PICO, the fire department, even 911 for help.
We started calling at least 9 or 10 months ago, and really aggressively before schools closed, as we noticed it was getting worse.
But nothing was done. Finally, last week, the school's building engineer swore he heard a cracking sound coming from the pole.
This thing is going to fall, and someone will seriously be hurt.
10580 is the number on the pole. It's leaning precipitously. I got on the phone with PICO, and they responded quickly. So you'll have an inspector out this afternoon. Sure enough, a PICO crew was out by mid-afternoon. We guided them to the right pole. They said it was not an imminent danger, but it was in bad shape. And since it's so close to the school, it will be replaced immediately.
I'm grateful to your assistance in helping us to make sure that schools are safe for the opening for our children.
Our pleasure. We expect the work to get underway within the hour, and barring any holdups, the new, straight, strong, and safe streetlight pole should be in place when the teachers preparing their classrooms arrive at Logan tomorrow morning. Fox 29 working to get results. I'm Bruce Gordon, Fox 29 News.
Oh, great story, Bruce. And can we help you get results? Well, head to myfoxphilly.com, scroll down to the Getting Results section, and send us your story. Or you can send an email to fox29@foxtv.com.